With us right now, a man who really needs no introduction. He is not just an El Pasoan, but he is having a season of dreams at the University of Texas right now, becoming a household name in the college baseball world. First really launched himself on the scene last year, and this year he's just picking up right where he left off and doing some incredible things. He's Ivan Melendez, and he joins us here on the program right now. Great to see you back in Austin, and man, great to have you back on the show. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Sir, good to see you once again.
It's really good to see you too, Ivan. And I'll tell you what, I mean, when we've been seeing the highlights, the home runs, and it's been amazing. But when you really start to look at what you've done so far this season through 50 games at the University of Texas, it's mind-boggling. I mean, you're batting .422, you've got 25 home runs, 76 RBIs. You've been walked 44 times. You have an on-base plus slugging, an OPS of 1.475. I mean, Ivan, those are video game numbers. And you've been doing it so far this year as you've been playing the field for the Longhorns, which I know is something that was very important to you coming into this season. So let's talk first about what the year has been like, what the season has been like for you and the Longhorns so far.
Yes, sir. I just think the whole year in general has been a grind from fall ball, playing a full season there, training in the off season, playing in our season right now on top of school and academics. It's a huge load, obviously, but it's been fun. It's been great instruction, great team bonding, and, can't complain. Got a lot of games left, so got to finish strong.
You do. And right now you're in the top 25. That's important. You've been there all year. I also know what it's like at Texas because 30 years ago, I was there balancing just classwork, and that was hard enough for me. I can't even imagine trying to take school on top of baseball and what it's like for a student athlete at UT or anywhere. So that right there tells me a lot about what it's been like for you. But what a season. You probably could not have dreamed it up any better thus far if you tried.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just continue to work hard. I just try not to focus on the results. I just focus on how hard I work and my preparation, and, everything will fall into place. So, yes, sir.
What's your mindset when you're up at the plate each time? I mean, what are you setting out and trying to accomplish before you actually make contact with the baseball?
I just try to go up with a plan, which is obviously my approach. I try to see what the situation is, whether, if there's runner on second and third, or if there's nobody on, or the count, if I'm up in the count or if I'm down in the count or something. It just all depends. Baseball is it's a weird sport. It's all situational, and, it's kind of like a mind game. So that's basically what I'm thinking before anything happens, before I physically swing the bat, which is, I know everybody kind of just sees oh, you just have to swing the bat, but it's kind of just a whole plan, in my opinion.
At the same time, do you go up just trying to hit the baseball hard, and if it goes over the fence, that's just a product of your swing? Or do you go up literally trying to hit balls over the yard every time up?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm up in the count 0-0 or 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, then obviously, I kind of try to let it eat, or, put a good swing on it. If I have two strikes, I kind of just try to put it in play, try to advance the runner. And I know if, I catch a good barrel, then has a good chance of being hit hard, and that's all I can ask for. So.
Now, I know also there's a lot of guys on this team that have had terrific seasons. I mean, you're getting the most attention because of your power numbers and what you've been doing, but you got a lot of guys. It's a veteran team, group of players that you've been with the last few seasons that are really, putting it all together. And let's talk a little bit about that and how, you've got such a good supporting cast this year with the Horns.
Yes, sir. No, yeah. I mean, every year we're going to have those veterans. And I feel like I'm also one of those guys. I'm not a fifth year, sixth year senior, but I feel like I've been in college, 4 years, and I think that's considered a veteran at this point. I played a lot more games than a bunch of the underclassmen. I played junior college. I played different talent. So I kind of, whenever I try to teach some things to the younger guys, or, share some of my experience or my knowledge, they understand no matter what level I played at. And, so I think that's pretty unique to have just in the locker room, playing, with guys that are younger, older, just a little bit of everywhere. So.
El Paso and Ivan Melendez with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. Last year, when it was time for the MLB amateur draft, the knock against you was, we don't know if he can field. He plays all DH and he hits the ball great, but we don't know what his fielding's like. And I know for you, returning to Texas, playing the field was a big part of your decision to come back and having the opportunity to play first base or third base or wherever they put you. So let's also talk about what the what your season defensively has been like. You're fielding at a 998 fielding clip, so you've been all perfect nearly the entire season. So how important has that part of your game been as opposed to just the hitting itself that everybody always sees?
I think it's definitely overlooked. I would say my defense is obviously overlooked. I try to take a lot of pride and work into it because every year, I think I'm going to be consistent with the bat. So at the end of the day, like, I think you can control your result fielding more than you do fielding or more than hitting. If you want to go get the short hop, you get the short hop. If you want to get the long hop, you get the long hop. I just think you try not to make it more than what it is, just getting comfortable playing the field. I played it, every game. I think I've done a tremendous job. So defensively, I try to just take care of the baseball. If it's not a routine play, I try to give my all. And, if I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. That's, my take and my view on it.
Are you most comfortable at first, or do you enjoy playing third or other positions around the field as well?
Yeah. I enjoy playing third. That's probably my favorite position because I think, I have a strong arm and I like, showing it off, and you get a lot more action over there. And I like first base because I feel like I'm a third baseman at first base. I have that trust in my infielders where they could just feel like they could get it over there and I'm going to handle the rest, whether it's, down the line or they accidentally pulled it, towards, the outfield line, or they threw it short, and I have to pick it. I just feel like they have that trust in me. And
I understand. We're talking to Ivan Melendez of the Texas Longhorns here on Sports Talk as we continue with the El Paso. And all right, I'm looking at the record books for Texas. Most home runs in a season, 28 by Kyle Russell. He did it 15 years ago. You're 3 shy of that right now. RBI, Scott Bryant in the late 80s, 112. That's also a possibility. You're at 76. And then, of course, the national record, which is 48 home runs from Pete Incaviglia. He set that back in 1985 when he was playing at Oklahoma State. So that's a little farther out than the 28 for Texas. But as you play the game, how do you try and block that stuff out where you're getting close on some of the school records and who knows what else, but you don't let it get the best of you, and at the same time, you just concentrate on your game?
No, I just go in there and I try to win. I try to play, try to do my part, I try to do my job. I don't think about that. I feel like that could be a distraction or, sidetrack you, because when you start thinking of that, then, the game becomes faster and you want to play the game as slow as possible. Slow the game down. I don't think, I'm not putting any mind to it. People are talking about it. They're tweeting at it, whatever. I'm not talking about it. It's just,
All right. That's fair. Now, I've seen videos. You're a cold hero in Austin right now, which has got to be the coolest thing in the world, because when you go up to Dish Falk and you're swinging the bat, there are people in the stands wearing number 17 T-shirts with your name and number on the back. First off, I hope you're getting NIL dollars from that. That's the first thing. But how cool is it to see that you've got fans wearing your name and number as a college athlete?
I think it's great. Just them showing their support. I'm thankful for it. Last year we didn't get that, but this year you can kind of see like, okay, I have fans. So it definitely makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. And, it's kind of just keeping everybody happy. The fans are happy, you're happy. Just, it's like a cycle, and, I think it's a great thing to have. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd be pretty excited about that too. Now, just out of curiosity, Ivan, is it just T-shirts? Have we made bobbleheads yet? Do we have any other kind of specialty NIL items that you've struck with people in Austin?
No, sir. Just T-shirts. Just T-shirts at our university co-op, and T-shirts with Last Stand hats. Yes, sir. That a bunch of athletes have done with both.
Do we have any Hispanic Titanic artwork stuff that's been come out for you yet?
Artwork? No, but some artists have, sketched some things out, and they send them to me all the time. But I don't think, I'm working or doing anything of that side or that sort. So
Do you like the nickname itself? Do you like the Hispanic Titanic, or do you prefer other nicknames?
no, I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I don't mind it at all. So I think it's fun. It's catchy. It takes off on social media. I just see like all the tweets. I see it, I laugh. But yeah, I think it's cool. Just, everybody has a nickname, whether some people don't like it or whatever, but I just kind of see it as like Aroldis Chapman's like the Cuban Missile or the Flying Hawaiian or something. I think it's pretty cool because obviously, I'm Hispanic and, one of the few like doing it. So I think it's just a cool nickname.
I remember years ago when Omar Quintanilla went from Socorro to Texas and became a household name, and then eventually had a chance to play in Major League Baseball. And it's funny because now Omar is back in El Paso following his career, and he's doing fine in the business world. Years later, here you are. You come out of Coronado. You're doing it the same school Omar was back years ago. And what's it like also knowing how many El Pasoans, not just at Coronado, but around the city, are following you so closely and super excited with the kind of season you've had?
Yes, sir. I think it's great. I try to engage in my community as much as possible. I have a bunch of fans that come out to the games. They say I traveled away, I'm from El Paso, and I think that's pretty cool because you don't get that, and just them showing their support for me. I'm obviously, grateful and thankful, and I think it's pretty cool just seeing it, almost every game, and it just makes me happy in general. So.
Meanwhile, you got 10 days left in the regular season. Then it's on to the Big 12 championship. And after that, it's going to be on to the College World Series. So you said a lot of baseball left to go. And I'm sure for you, a lot of unfinished business, because you would love nothing more than to take Texas to a College World Series title before your career with the Longhorns comes to an end.
Yes, sir. No doubt. I definitely want that on my resume. Definitely lots of fun playing in front of those big crowded games, in front of 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, when you get there. But like I said, there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and we get there when we get there. So that's just my perspective.
You have an opportunity still, Ivan, to start a pro career later this year following the MLB amateur draft. You could be in that spot. I'm just curious, how is your power translated to wood bats? I'm sure you've swung them in the cages, on the fields, just practice. What has the adjustment been like for you using wood versus what you're used to all these years with aluminum and composite bats?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you just have to hit the ball. That's my take on it. You just have to hit the ball. If you're a good hitter, you're a good hitter. It plays. So that's my take on it. I played summer leagues with wood. Still hit, still performed, but I've hit balls 470, 490, 450. You can't tell me those aren't home runs with wood bat. So that's just my take on it.
I can't imagine a ball that's hit 490 feet. It's almost a 500-foot shot. We're talking Mantle. We're talking Ruth. Some of those legends that hit bombs like that. That's phenomenal to see that you can get that kind of distance from your home runs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a lot of weight behind it, a lot of bat speed, a lot of, grip strength, and just, doing it for years. Yes,
Ivan, what's the farthest home run that's been recorded so far from you?
493 feet.
Incredible. All right.
Yes,
incredible.
Yes,
Meanwhile, before I wrap things up with you, as you're in now the home stretch for your season, will you have an opportunity to come back to El Paso when things wrap up after the summer and spend a little time here before you head off again?
Yes, sir. Well, yes and no. I will have time after my season. No, because I still have 2 summer classes to finish up, so I could graduate on this summer, and then who knows, maybe mid-July, hopefully get drafted and go on and play professionally. So, but yeah, that's my hometown. After the season, I'll be there. It's just kind of hard right now with time. So
I understand. What are you getting your degree in?
Corporate communications.
Oh, very nice. All right, excellent.
Yes,
You'll be going on professional speaking tours when it's all said and done. I like that.
Well, it could be a little bit of anything. There's a variety I could use it in. So.
Good for you. Maybe you can come back and host Sports Talk for me one of the days when you're back in town. We'll have you as a guest host. What do you think?
We'll do it.
All right. Fantastic. Hey, listen, congratulations on what's been a great season. I hope the best is yet to come. And as you know, you're going to have a ton of people here in this city and community rooting for you all the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you having me. It was great seeing you once again. So, yes, sir.